It's a conversation maybe you have had with yourself or your loved ones. What do you want to happen to your body after you pass away? For a long time, you either had cremation or traditional burial in the ground or in a mausoleum. None of these options are good for the environment or your wallet. I'm Zach Lajway, and I'm looking into green burials, a solution that can benefit our environment, budgets, and beliefs, but with it comes obstacles like accessibility. Tranquility Oak Cemetery looks like a typical graveyard. But if you look closely, there is a section that looks a little different.
You've got your overlapping trees, your shade, the grass doesn't grow, so you'll see the moss on the ground, which really entails the all-natural preservation of the land.
Michaela Cleary is manager of Addison Funeral Homes in Spring.
It really encompasses what we try to entail in a green burial.
Those buried beneath the earth's surface are not embalmed, nor are they in a coffin or a concrete box, explains Glenn Addison, owner of Addison Funeral Homes.
Many of the folks that are here in our green burial area are simply shrouded and then gently lowered down into the grave, and then the dirt is just gently placed over them until the grave is closed up.
According to Green Burial Council, there are more than 400 cemeteries throughout the U.S. and Canada that offer green burials.
The number is increasing.
But not every cemetery offers green burial sites. Right now, of the registries that monitor the number of green burial sites, there are less than 12 cemeteries in Texas that offer green burials. So this means, depending on where you live, accessibility could be an issue. Caitlin Hauke is on the board of directors of Green Burial Council International, a nonprofit aimed to inspire and advocate for environmentally sustainable natural death care.
You're not doing the environment any favors by doing a traditional burial. Usually the body gets embalmed. Embalming fluid contains a number of different chemicals, including formaldehyde. You're putting a casket into the ground. They tend to be made of materials that are things like rare wood or metals and things that you generally wouldn't want to be resourcing and then putting into the ground.
According to the council, cemeteries use nearly 65,000 tons of steel and 1.6 million tons of concrete each year. Caitlin adds, traditional burials produce 250 pounds of carbon, while green burials sequester 25 pounds of emissions. There are also greener funeral options that are alternatives to traditional embalming, like plant-based chemicals and essential oils. In Texas, instead of cremation by fire, more than 20 states, Texas not one, allows for cremation by water. The process is called alkaline hydrolysis. According to the council, this method uses less energy.
You're putting a body in a chamber that gets filled with a lot of water and a very alkaline mixture of chemicals. And the body is warmed up. The organic material gets turned into that liquid. That liquid can either go down the drain or they can save it. And it's actually really rich in nutrients. So you can take that liquid and then use it for like fertilizer. Similarly to flame cremation with the bones, and then those get ground up into a fine powder.
At the end of the day, the end of life is personal. And for some, they want their final act to be one with the earth. Green burials and green funeral options typically cost less than traditional burials, but ultimately it's going to depend on what you want personally and, of course, the laws where you live. For example, in Texas, cremation by water is not an option for humans. However, it is legal for pets. In Houston, I'm Zach Lajway, Solutionaries.
Solutionaries needs you to be part of the conversation. Your comments below will help us tackle new topics and track down solutions. And don't forget to subscribe.